In the previous step, we wrote some simple Java code and we called it tightly coupled. In this step, let's understand what is tight coupling, and we'll also understand how to write loosely coupled code. Let's get started with the first question. What is tight coupling? Why are we calling this specific piece of code tightly coupled? I'm right now looking at app gaming basic Java. We are creating an instance of the Mario game and we are running the Mario game using the game runner in here. Now let's say I want to create a new game. I want to create a Super Contra game. So instead of running the Mario game, I'll comment this out and I would say I would want to run a new game. Super Contra game is equal to new Super Contra game. This is the game I would want to run. Let's create the Super Contra game quickly. So I'll do a control1, create class Super Contra game. I'll use the game package again. So com in 28 minutes, learn Spring Framework, game package. So make sure that Super Contra game, Mario game, and the game runner classes are in the same package. Com in 28 minutes, learn Spring Framework game, and I'll say finish. And I can copy some of the code from Mario game. So I'll copy this and paste it in here. So now we have the same methods that are implemented in the Mario game, implemented in the Super Contra game as well. However, in the Super Contra game, the same buttons will perform different actions. Let's say when up button is present, I would want to just say up. When you press down, Super Contra needs to sit down, for example. And if you say left, Super Contra will go back. And if you say right, Super Contra would shoot a bullet. This is a different game. So you would perform a different action when a specific button is pressed. Now let's go back to app gaming basic Java. So we have the Super Contra game ready. The code and logic for it is all ready. However, if I'm trying to run the Super Contra game, what is happening in here? I have a compilation error. What does the compilation error say? The constructor game runner Super Contra game is undefined. The thing is, if you look at the game runner class, it's tightly coupled to the Mario game. If I want to run the Super Contra game using the game runner class, I would need to make code changes in here. What are the code changes I would need to do? I would need to go in here and instead of Mario game, I would need to put in Super Contra game. So let's put that in Super Contra game. And even this should be Super Contra game. So we are making code changes in the game runner class to be able to run a different game. Earlier, I forgot to put private in here. So let's make this private. Let's save this. And now if I go back to app gaming basic Java and save this and right click, run as Java application. Oops, again, I'm not able to see the console. So let's double click, see it in here. Up, sit down, go back and shoot a bullet. So now we are able to run the Super Contra game. But the problem we are having right now is that your game runner class is tightly coupled to a specific game. If I have to go back to the Mario game, then again, I would need to make the game runner use the Mario game. This is what is called tight coupling. Coupling is a measure of how much work is involved in changing something. If I would want to run a Mario game instead of Super Contra game, how much change is involved in a specific class? That is what coupling would measure. Coupling is very, very important even in general life. If you take the example of a car, an engine is tightly coupled to a car. Changing an engine takes a lot of effort. However, a wheel is loosely coupled to a car. If you have a flat tire, you can easily change the tire. Another good example is laptop versus a computer. You can take a laptop anywhere you go. It is not tightly coupled to a specific place. However, a computer on the other hand is a little bit more difficult to move. Coupling is even more important in building great software. The only thing that is constant in technology is change. Everything changes. Business requirements change, frameworks change, your code changes, and therefore we want loose coupling as much as possible. We want to be able to make functional changes with as less code changes as possible. And starting the next step, let's explore how Java interfaces and Spring Framework help with loose coupling. In this step, we understood the fact that our game runner class is tightly coupled to a specific game. If I would want to change from one game to another, I need to make a code change to the game runner class. how can we bring loose coupling in? That's what we would start exploring starting the next step.